Hello everyone. In this video, you will learn to work with factors in R programming. Factor is a data structure used to store categorical variables. It is important to remember factors are used to handle categorical variables that have fixed and known set of possible values known as labels. To create a factor variable, we use factor function. The first argument is the input vector that you want to turn into a factor. Here, I want to turn this vector into a factor. Factors display the output like this. You can use the class function to check the class type of the variable. In this case, our variable grades is a factor. Factors can take only fixed and known set of possible values. They are called factor levels. You can see the possible levels of a factor through the levels command. Both numerical and character variables can be converted into factors. However, factor levels will always be character values. That is why here the individual elements are enclosed within double quotations. By default, unique values of a variable are set to be levels. In this case, R assumes the variable grades can take only A, B, and C. You can change the levels at the time you create a factor by passing possible values as a vector through the levels argument. This actually changes the internal levels of the factor. Here, A, B, C, D, and E are the possible values that the variable grade underscore factor underscore vector can take. My observed values are A, D, A, C, B. I haven't observed the value E for anyone, but it is a possible value that this variable can take. Factors look like character vectors, but there are some key differences. First, the output. Here I have a character vector and here I have a factor vector. In a character vector, outputs are enclosed within double quotations. But in factors, it is not. Factors also display the levels of the variable. Factors look like character vectors, but they are actually integers. The values are stored as integers and each integer has a label. If you use the type of command with character vector, you will get the output as character. If you use type of command with factors, you will get the output as integers. Here, I use table function to summarize my grade underscore character underscore vector and grade underscore factor underscore vector. The output of the character vector displays counts of the observed levels only. A for 2, B for 1, C for 1, D for 1. However, the output corresponds to the factor prints counts for all possible levels of the variable. Here I have A, B, C, D, E. Here I have A, B, C, and D only. With factors, it is obvious when some levels contain no observations. If you look at this one here, I I don't have an observation with observed value E. It is clear with this output because we have 0 for E. But this displays only the observed levels. Next point is with factors. You cannot use the values that are not listed under levels. But with character vectors, there is no such restrictions. For example, here I change the second element into A+. Now, the second element of the output vector is A+. With factors, you will get a warning message because A+ is not included in levels. Because A+ is not included in level, so it is not a possible value that this variable can take. Because of that, now the second element is NA. Now let's see how to modify the factor levels. I want to code A as excellent, B as good, C as average, D as poor, and E as fail. This code will do the job. Here, this part extracts existing labels. These are the new labels. Now you can see the first element is excellent, so A is coded as excellent because here the first element is A. Here the second element is B. The second element in this vector is good, so B is coded as good. Third element is C. Here third element is average, so C is coded as average. Fourth element is D. Here the fourth element is poor, so those two are matched. So you can see D is coded as poor. E, the last element is E, and here the last element is fail, so you can see it is coded as fail. You can change the order of levels using the ref function. So here are levels, grade factor, and here I reverse the order of the levels. Previous order is excellent, good, average, poor, and fail. Now when I pass this one inside ref function, you can see the order is reversed. Now the order is fail, poor, average, good, and excellent. Now let's see how to order the factor levels. By default, R sorts levels in alphabetical order or the order of numbers. Here you can see the default order is A, B, C, D, E. In this case, default order is 1T, 2T, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6B. If you draw a bar chart, for the second variable, you can see the order of the bars is same as the order of levels. If you want to change the order of levels, you can specify the new order under levels. Now you can see the order of the levels is same as the order that you define here. Now the bars are displayed according to this order: 3A, 4A, 5A, 6B, 1T, and 2T. The last thing is if you create a tuple with categorical variables, tuples do not convert your categorical variable into factors by default. For example, here I have a variable called x1. The variable type is character. If you want to convert this into a factor, you need to do it manually. Thanks for listening.